One, two, three. Is this thing on? Is this thing recording? What's going on, good people? Hope everybody's doing well on this Saturday afternoon. I watched the video that Marcus just posted of him, Marcus, Feisty, Tragedy. I think a viewer named Rhonda and Ann. So the video starts out. Marcus is going to the barber shop where Aunt is. Feisty's in there with a viewer named Rhonda. And I guess Rhonda took Feisty shopping to get her some clothes. Feisty had a new wig. She looked nice. She looked nice. Well, she looked better than what she normally looked. Let's put it that way. She appeared to be sober and coherent, and I like that Feisty. I like that version of Feisty. I really do. She was coherent. She was sober. Then this lady Rhonda, the one that the name might be wrong. Y'all let me know what the name is. What y'all think about Rhonda? Rhonda, middle-aged woman. She seemed to be almost seemed to be as if she was in heat. The way she was bending over and twerking and showing her behind. And actually sitting on the massage chair and throwing her legs up in a position to engage in intercourse. So I'm not sure what was up with that, but of course Marcus just ate that up with his you know, he that's his thing. You know, that's his thing. It is what it is, right? Feisty was sober, and people in the chat saying she was acting funny. I thought she was acting more. She wasn't putting on a show, right? She wasn't acting like the clown jester character that she normally acts like. She acted like she had some sense. Shoes on, all right, and she was listening to Marcus talk, and Marcus keeps on bringing up the fact of what she did as far as what she said about him. And Marcus said something to the effect that said something like, people are upset, Feisty, that I'm dealing with you. Feisty being a clear mind, she said, well, people are upset with me for dealing with you. And that showed a couple things. First of all, it shows that she's thinking, right? It shows that she's not just going to let Marcus just berate her, badger her, belittle her into thinking that she is somewhat beholden to him, right? And that was just a little glimpse, I think, of what she was thinking on the inside as far as Marcus was going on and on and on about how she should apologize and how she did him wrong, and how, you know, it made me realize, actually, my wife was watching with me, and she doesn't usually watch this too much, do you? Yeah. She doesn't watch it, and she said her first reaction is, does he even have a wife? And I said, nah, he don't have a wife. He's pretty much a single man. He can't keep a woman to save his life unless he's paying her, and even then they get tired of him. But it was just a badgering. So it seems to me, if you're gonna say you forgive her, y'all are moving forward, right? What's the point of keep looking back and every chance you get throwing it up in her face what you feel she did was wrong? I mean, that really makes Marcus look like a creep, all right? No woman in their right mind is going to deal with a man that, oh yeah, remember you did this, I forgive you, but you did this. And as I was looking at Feisty, because Joshmene, I'm going to call her Joshmene, All right. She didn't really say too much. She really didn't. She just kind of looked and listened. Every now and then you got a comment every now, like that one where, like I said, where he said people are upset with him for dealing with Feisty. And Feisty said, well, people are upset with me for dealing with you, So I thought that was very telling. Marcus is going to badger Feisty. Marcus is going to beat her down. And that's what men who try to manipulate women do. They try to just completely destroy your self-esteem. They never try to build you up. And little men, small-minded men like that, do that to make themselves seem bigger. I really think, or I had the thought, would it not be something if Marcus, being as annoying, weird, creepy behavior, badgering this woman, that a light bulb goes off in her head and said, you know what? If I wasn't in my addiction, if I go to rehab, if I try to get better, I wouldn't have to deal with this little twerp. And I really believe the longer she stays without drinking, the longer she stays without being under the influence, she's not going to put up with that. She's not going to put up with that. So Marcus takes them to go see Tragedy. Marcus takes Feisty to go see Tragedy, right? And so Tragedy and Feisty, they meet up, and Tragedy is doing his thing, as he's always doing. He doesn't have any clothes. He's as free as a bird, all right? And Marcus was trying to give Tragedy some advice and his perspective. And Tragedy said, you know what? I don't know you well enough to respect your perspective. Something to that extent. I don't know you well enough for you to be trying to tell me how to live my life, because in Tragedy's mind, he has it figured out. Now, I don't understand what he has figured out. I can't see the big picture with Tragedy, but it's not meant for me to see. And I just thought to myself again, Marcus, these young adults don't want to be bothered with you. They don't care nothing about what you talking. All this, well, I'll tell my kids or I'll tell my daughters. Sir, they're not your kids. Sir, whatever you're trying to tell them, whatever great philosophy you feel that you can tell them and they listen, only reason why they're listening is because you're paying them to be there. But all this, well, you should do this. Tragedy, like, no, I shouldn't. I don't know you well enough to take advice from you. I was like, touche. Touche, Tragedy. Touche. Good job. So, if you're watching, if you're listening, and you see the video, two things that stood out to me, which speaks volumes. One, when Feisty, with a sober mind, clapped back at Marcus and said, hey, people are mad at me because I'm dealing with you. And then, of course, Tragedy, who always claps back. I remember when Marcus first interviewed Tragedy, and Marcus was trying to get Tragedy to open up about his personal life. You know, Marcus runs that flim-flam on people that will listen about how you need to be transparent and vulnerable. That's what real men are, which, according to his words, he's not a real man, because he's definitely not being vulnerable and transparent, because he still hasn't addressed the issue of him sleeping with Feisty, all right? In the barbershop, he was saying something about, to the extent, I'm a grown man, I can do what I'm do, blah, 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 but you still silent on you sleeping with Feisty, Joshmene, because you didn't call her a liar. You just said she snaked you. But as I was saying, Tragedy, when Marcus first met Tragedy, I don't know if y'all remember, But Marcus was running that flim flam about, being vulnerable, being transparent, because once again, Marcus is trying to get content. That's all he is about, is getting content, right? And Tragedy said, you know what? You may have a point about getting things off your chest, but you tell that to your therapist. I was like, oh yeah. This joke is not going to be around too much because he's a thinker. And the only reason why now he's around is because Marcus doesn't have anybody else. I mean, the stable has ran dry, right? And so, yeah. I hope. Let me see what I hope. I hope maybe feisty Joshmene is getting tired of this lifestyle. I hope Joshmene is realizing with a sober mind that, damn, I got to deal with this little twerp, this little knucklehead, this immature mind of a 17-year-old kid person in the form of Marcus. Let me get myself together. Let me go back home so I won't have to deal with this BS. That's what I'm hoping. But time will tell. Time will tell. Anyway, did y'all watch the whole Tragedy Joshmene video over there, Marcus channel? What y'all think about it? Huh? And then Ann is in his, Ann had oh my gosh. So a customer comes in, sits in a chair. Ant's trying to find something on the phone. Marcus is still running off at the mouth, asking questions, talking to Ant, instead of let Ant handle his business, right? And it just seemed inconsiderate. All right, it just seemed inconsiderate, unprofessional. But hey, Ant, that's Ant's business. Obviously, he knows more about his business than I do because it's his business. But it just seemed a little bit inconsiderate for the customer to have to sit around and listen to all that. Of course, he was cordial. The customer smiled and chimed in a little bit on the conversation. But look, the man trying to get a haircut and get out of there. So anyway, those are my thoughts. You all have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Oh, hey, we're at 9,000 subscribers. Let me say it again. We are at 9,000 subscribers. So to the Troy's World family, congratulations. It's not about me, it's about y'all. Y'all did that, all right? Y'all did that. Thank you for all that you do to help this channel go and grow, because you're the one that helps make it so. We'll catch you on the next one. Later, y'all.